Boring. An adjective used to describe something that is uninteresting, dull, or tedious. This is one of the very first words that Andrew used to describe his life. Now, you can imagine the panic I felt when I realized I would be doing a 4-minute speech on someone that claims that their life is boring. But after asking a few questions and throughout our interview, I realized that this is anything but the truth. Andrew was born in Northridge, California, and moved to Calabasas at the age of 10. He has one younger brother whose name is Alex, and he's 16. Growing up, his parents divorced at a young age, so he was constantly moving back and forth from house to house. But he says that he didn't really mind it very much. The biggest inspiration for Andrew growing up was his grandmother. His grandma moved to the United States from the Philippines her senior year of high school without knowing much English at all. However, as time went on, she learned English and then became a nurse. Unfortunately, Andrew's grandma had cancer twice during her lifetime, but she inspired Andrew to always stay strong and to work hard for what he wants. Andrew attended a small private French school for elementary school. There were only 10 students in his entire class. His dad is French and he grew up speaking French with both his grandparents and his father. But his little brother was not as good of a French speaker as he was, or as Andrew is. So Andrew and his father would always speak French together because they knew that Andrew's little brother could not understand it. After he attended French school, Andrew then transitioned into public school for middle school and high school. The transition for him was hard because he just went from having only 10 kids in his class to a much bigger school. But luckily he was able to adjust quickly, and he is very thankful for the adjustment because he was given a lot more opportunities than he would have been given if he would have stayed in his French school. Andrew swam and played water polo in his high school and played varsity for 3 years. Water polo was one of his favorite things to do, and he actually met his best friend through this. It's a cute story, so I'm going to tell it. So he had never really talked to one of these kids on his team, but one day he saw someone eating alone in the bathroom during lunch. And
Eating alone in the bathroom?
Yes, that's like a classic thing people do. Have you seen Mean Girls?
No.
Like sits on the, yeah, anyway.
Missed that classic.
Anyway, so he saw him eating alone in the bathroom, and later that day at practice he recognized his shoes. And so he invited his now best friend over to eat lunch or hang out rather with him and his friends, and they've been best friends ever since. Andrew claims to be a little bit of a hothead when it comes to playing sports. He would often get in trouble for yelling at his opponents or talking trash, and sometimes even get kicked out of the game. However, after he had played for 4 years, he did get a little burned out on sports, and he decided not to play in college. But he continues to go back to his old high school to coach. Andrew came to Pepperdine because he knew that he wanted to stay in California. He grew up here and he loves it, so he only applied to California schools and then ended up choosing to come to Pepperdine. He's an accounting major and hopes to get his MBA and find a job that will be able to support him and a family in the future. And he also hopes to settle down in California. Andrew has a huge heart, and his unique past experiences have shaped him into the person that he is today. If you ever find yourself eating alone in the bathroom, make sure to wear memorable shoes because he might just be your new friend.